Are you an entrepreneur looking to save time and money? Automating your workflows can be the answer to that question. In this video, I am going to show you how I use Zapier to automate repetitive tasks inside my business, and this helps me grow my business faster. First off, you're probably wondering, how can Zapier help me automate my business? Now, Zapier, what it does is it takes one program and it allows you to talk to another program. So it's the in-between, the middle of these two programs, which automatically lets you transfer information or data to the other. And so what it does for you is that if you know your workflow or your process of creating whatever you're doing, you can sit down and figure out what steps could be automated inside that process, and Zapier can do those steps for you. So that is how Zapier allows you to automate processes in your business. What type of tasks can you automate with Zapier? Now, this is a really good question because it really depends on what you're looking for. And like I said earlier, you need to figure out what your workflow is and what can be done without you. And there might be something inside your main thing that you think you have to do that can actually be automated. And we're going to talk about that in a little while. I'm going to show you some of my actual Zapier zaps, that's what they're called, is zaps, and how I use it to run my business. And if you're wondering, I'm a content creator. I have a podcast, I have a blog, I have a YouTube channel, I share on social media. And so this is how I automate different parts of it to allow me to do all of that. I actually have two businesses, and so it allows me to be able to manage both of them without losing my mind. Some days I still do lose my mind. But if you're finding value in this video so far, be sure to click the thumbs up button below to let me know if you want me to create more content around this topic. The thing that you're also probably wondering is Zapier difficult or time consuming to set up? Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Zapier can be a little time consuming when you're first setting it up, and it might feel difficult because you've never done it before. But once you start creating it and using it, it's going to get easier. And I will say that Zapier had an update at the end of 2020 or 2022, and that has allowed it to be even more effective and easier at creating these zaps. I cannot tell you, one of the most amazing things that they added to it was the duplicate tab, where you can automatically duplicate things inside of a zap, and it's been a game changer. It's so awesome. So that makes it so much easier. They also have different things now. I won't go into detail with all of them, but this update has made it a lot easier to create these automated workflows for you. The thing that I want to do is I'm going to quickly go onto my computer now and show you what we're talking about. So let's talk about Zapier. When you log in, this is what it looks like. They have last year, like I said, 2022, redesigned everything, and this is how pretty it looks. And so this is your main dashboard area when you first get into Zapier. So the thing that you need to do is you're going to either create a new zap or you're going to go to your existing zaps. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you what I already have set up, and I have different folders for different things. And the one that I'm going to show you is my TFF Entrepreneur one. And so I have an email one, as you can see too here. I have a Gmail more advanced filtering going on here, but the one that we're going to talk about is my new content that I create in TFF Entrepreneur. And so what you'll do in here is you'll create this, but I'm going to just walk you through a couple things. You can see that I edit occasionally on here because there are new ideas that I come up with as I am going through my creation process. And so don't be afraid to update these as you go along. And so let's hurry and just jump into this. So when I have a podcast idea, it is going to be added into this area. And so this trigger is what happens when you want something, so it's the trigger that tells Zapier to do an action. And so my trigger is inside ClickUp. This is my project management software that I use. And what I would do, for example, is I would tell it to do something based off a status. And so based off that status, it's going to tell it, oh, send this to do my keyword research. And so from here, it's going to create a document for me, a Google Doc from the template that I have set up already. And I'm going to hurry and show you kind of something really cool in here. If it will show me, okay, right here, you can do this inside of Google Forms where you add certain text to it, and it will allow you to automatically add new text to it when it creates it. And so that's what this is adding this new text that I have, and we can see this in more detail in some of them other spots that I have. And then it sends it back to create a new task inside ClickUp in a new area. And this is what I just updated because ClickUp didn't do everything that I wanted it to do. So I had to use another app to send my keyword research to. But ClickUp now has this option inside Zapier. So that was what I was updating just recently. And then after I have done all my keyword research, this is where the magic happens inside of Zapier for me. And so the task changes the status again, like we were talking about, and then it's going to create this Google Doc. And this is my script or outline for my podcast. And what it'll do is it'll put all this information in that I have done research on into this document. And then that document will create by itself. It's going to create a new post for my WordPress. It's going to format the URL for WordPress so that I can add that URL everywhere that I need it. It's going to create some show notes doc for me. It's going to create a folder inside Dropbox. I'm going to hurry and make a note here. You'll notice that I have more Dropbox folders created, but what I have found is that you have to separate them. They can't happen one after the other. Dropbox doesn't like it. So it'll skip them if you do that. So I have found that if I have one step or action in between of a Dropbox folder creation, if you're creating multiple, you will have no issues with it. So that is why those are separated, just as a little side note. And then I have a newsletter, I have a social media folder that happens, and then I get the URL for the Dropbox because it has to have particular formatting in it. I can hurry and kind of show you what that formatting looks like. So that formatting looks like this. It adds these little things in there so that it's actually a link. If not, it doesn't work. So you have to do some formatting with it. And then it's creating new tasks inside of ClickUp for me and subtasks where I have my main area. So this is like overview of what's due. And then I have a podcast one, a show notes, a newsletter, YouTube, social media, and Pinterest. And then it sends it over to my social media planner and to my Google Sheets. And then something else that I'm doing, and so this would be for this video that we're watching right now, is just a how-to video inside of YouTube. It creates a script for that, as also it creates a task for it as well. And so that is a quick little overview of how I use Zapier and how your business can maybe use it too. I bet you there's so many ways that you could use it, but I just wanted to kind of give you a quick overview and let you be able to see how to use it. So I want to encourage you to sign up to use Zapier today. I have linked to it in the description below, and start using it to automate your workflows now. But if you want help, because it is a little difficult just starting it out, trying to do it yourself, if you want help through this, I am here to help you. I have some resources for you to help you with that. Number one is that I have an automation course. It's called the Automated Assistant. It will be going live soon on Evergreen, so you can always use it. Right now, it's just available a couple times a year, but I want to make it available for everyone all the time. So it is going to be a live one when it launches again, which I think is going to happen in April 2023, but I could be wrong on that. I haven't looked at my calendar of how that all flows. But the other resource that I'm going to offer to you and share with you is that you can hire me as a mentor to help you create this So we would walk through it together and create it together. So if that's something that interests you, I will add a link to that as well. And with that, I hope you have fun automating.